This video was edited by Commentary Aids. The link is in the description box. Commentary Aids, keeping track of all the good commentators from Augie to Bobax. Well, maybe used to be Bobax. Go check out Commentary Aids. He re-uploads other people's stuff, and I like him. Bye. Come in here because I want to tell you something. You sound like this bitch when you were a kid. You sound like the same fucking guy. It's you. This is you, and I'm glad they're attacking you. I'm glad. It makes me laugh. Go promote Raid Shadow Legends, you bitch. I don't know.
He's gonna hop on.
People only promote Raid Shadow Legends. They don't play the games. Now you're on the other end, fuckface.
He admitted to it, though. He did admit.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what happened? Tom grew up and he had to pay for his own fucking shit. Yeah, I know. He used to hate women too, and now he thinks they're cool.
Oh yeah, no, we'll see how this goes.
Is he here? Is he coming?
No, he's coming soon.
Oh no, okay.
He'll come.
That's great.
He said he'd hop on.
No,
we could probably just keep going until he comes on.
Hey, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
You Slop. I'm doing really good. It's good to hear from you. And I, unlike those guys, are enjoying your success.
I appreciate it. Yeah. You're right. I did used to hate these guys. I hated them so. I mean, I feel like the first like fucking 2 years of me existing was me hating these guys, and it wasn't even for like getting shit wrong. I was just like, your videos suck. I was just like, you're not putting in as much effort as me, which in my mind was like the end all be all. But I think that the conversation around this is mostly retarded. I don't think there's anything wrong with making low effort content. I think, unironically, a lot of the conversation that is being had around like, oh, they put in, because like, you know, for these video essay guys, it's like they see someone put in like 5 hours in one day for a video, comes out, gets like, you know, 500,000 to 1 million views, and then they're spending, you know, more time on their, you know, video essay. It comes out, it gets like 100K. They're like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like they don't put in any effort. They don't put in any effort. But I think a lot of that is like genuine jealousy and envy.
Yeah, I think so too, because I hate the argument.
Salty.
I hate the argument. See, I don't like to see. I don't want to just say that. I don't like saying, you know, that's the you're only doing it. It's kind of their argument. It's like you're only doing it for the views. You're only doing it for this and what have you.
Yeah, well, what the fuck is the point of YouTube? It's views. What the fuck is the point?
Well, especially when you become professional. If you're an amateur, if this guy's an amateur, I mean, yeah, and yeah, the groundwork changed. That's what happened. I mean, things change. They change all the time. They're going to change again. You know, and then he.
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't really get this focus on, you know, quote unquote slop, especially when, like, ironically, I'd say a lot of the slop guys are probably better than the majority of video essayists. Like, they just are. They're more entertaining. They have better commentary. I would prefer to watch most quote unquote slop guys than like a Sunny V2 video. Yeah. Like, well,
here's the thing about the slop, because you have to give it a name to make it bad. I mean, that's just the demonization tactics. And I defy anybody to keep, like, the way Chud keeps people engaged. There isn't, maybe Nick.
No, I mean, this is the thing too.
Nick can
there's
do that,
so many...
and well, I don't know. Well, Medicare. I mean, it's some pretty elite talent. You know,
there are so many people doing video essays on YouTube right now. There's like 3 of them who are doing like streaming as a job, right? Yeah. Like, and I'm not saying like streaming is like, you know, harder than a 9 to 5 or you know what it is. No. Say it's like it's so socially draining. It's harder than like that is not true. But like, you know, streaming is difficult. The first stream I ever did, right, on the Tom Dark channel, because I'm like kind of a streamer now guy, I guess. Yeah. First stream I did had like 1,000 viewers live because of the novelty. The second stream had like 100 and it was like that for months because you have to build up the audience. With like video essay channels, I'd say within like 1 month, if you're making good videos, you can go from being someone that nobody's watching to being somebody that like people tune into every week. If you make good videos and they all pop off in a month, you can do that. For streaming, it takes like months or years even usually to get anywhere. And like, I'm only at the point now where I'm getting like, you know, on average, like minimum like 2,000 people watching live. And that took like, you know, almost 2 years to get there.
To do that, yeah.
And that's not to say that streaming is the hardest thing in the world, but it is like a skill you have to get better at, and holding people there is really difficult.
Well, I'll say it's actually easier. Like, it's definitely easier than making videos and cutting and fine tuning and doing the research. Certainly, but I mean, you know, it also
in terms of like the raw, like quote unquote intellectual work, yes, but the time investment is massive to get there.
To stream, you have to stream a lot to get a lot of people. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
You have to be like always on. And also, I'll say, I think the real conversation around like the slop stuff that I think should be focused on is, I don't think there's necessarily anything inherently bad with making videos you don't care about. People do it all the time. People who make video essays make videos about shit they don't give a fuck about. It doesn't really matter. You're trying to get views and attention, obviously. You're always going to have that calculation of like, do I care about this versus how much attention is it going to get? You know, every YouTuber does this. Every single person does this because it is a job at the end of the day. Like, we're not all just posting videos to the void. The point is YouTube putting views on it. If you didn't want to get views, you'd put it in your fucking asshole or something.
Send it to your friends.
Slide a hard drive in your ass.
Yeah.
The real problem is that I think sometimes when you're doing slop content, quote unquote, every single day, you are prone to spreading misinformation or getting things wrong. And that should be called out. If you're going to be like, oh, this is shit content, never watch it, fair enough. You know what? Fair enough.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah, like that's totally fine. Like, is it low effort? Yes. Is it like, you know, like, is it like the most artistic thing in the world? No, not by any means. Like it's not even close. But I think the real problem and the focus should be on the fact that there are people who are, you know, slop creators who like just get shit wrong and get away with it because they don't think they'll get backlash for it, or they think they can just move on from it, or it'll just get buried in the sea of shit. Like if you get something wrong, you should, you know, talk about it. You should be held accountable for that. Also, there was someone in chat, Dags, I think I know that guy. Yeah. He was talking about how if you don't care, it's embarrassing for you.
Yeah, I would actually argue that it's just elitist it's just such an elitist way to look at things. That's what they sound like, but go ahead.
I think that like caring is cool and not caring can also be cool. Sometimes if you care, is you can care too much and you can be invested in one outcome. What you really should be invested in above anything else, and I've been there before, I know how that is. What you should be invested in is the process of research, of doing the video right, of making an entertaining product, and that like that's where your investment should be. Your investment should not be necessarily like coming down on one side of the subject, because you know, like I said, I would argue if you care too much, if you're emotionally invested,
biased.
You can fuck it all up. Ironically, if you care less, but you do care about your reputation and making sure that that's upheld, and you care about getting the story right, you're probably more prone to doing, you know, good content that's not going to be, you know, aging like some spoiled milk. You know,
I'll make another argument that's completely off base. I think if you make a comment like that, you're not looking at this like work. I mean, everybody has to do things they don't want to do or are not that interesting. That's just work to me. And it just sounds like a bunch of guys that don't work or don't know anything about it. So of course you got to cover a certain amount of things that you don't. You have work. You're paying people now, right, Tom?
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah.
Are you paying anybody a living wage yet?
Yeah, like
you have fucking, now you have an obligation.
Like 10 people. Yeah.
Okay. Now you have an obligation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even selling out. You are obligated to your employees to get them fucking paid. So to me, like, what's that guy's rags? You sound like a bunch of children to me. Tom has to. Yeah. He has to. He has an obligation to. There's certain things you can't say because everything. It sucks because I'm sure there's things you can't say because I can't ruin my fucking own career and take those people with me because they're kind of. They just sound like children. This is a child's outlook. This is like. I mean, I don't know what it compares to. You know, you sold out. The childish teenage. My favorite band sold out. That's what it sounds like to me. A bunch of children.
Yeah, but to be clear, like if people don't like the videos, that's totally fine. If they want to shit on it, make fun of it, I think that's totally fine. And that's what I did. You know, you can do that totally.
Yeah, but they're going in every step. They want to. They're attempting. A bunch of beta males are attempting to make it uncool. And he even suggests at the end of the video that if we all start doing it together, then somehow the quality will improve. No, somebody will fill the void and come up with another different thing. I mean,
well, it's kidding? like do they think viewers are so retarded that they don't realize they're watching like low effort stuff? Like,
yes.
They think the average person is so do they think that they're going to make a video?
Think of your conversation.
People in the audience are going to be like, oh, you know you're right. I'm going to watch you instead.
You know the answer to this. Listen, go back to the conversations that were happening in the NCO.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Yes, that's what they believe. I've seen this. Well, that's another thing too. I've been around forever and I've seen all this happen. You know, I've watched you and Aiden become adults, and you had very different looks like children do, and they're very different goals and responsibilities and stuff. Now you have adult responsibility. You're full grown. It sounds like these guys, if they are over 20, are still living with their parents. I mean, they don't have the outlook of an adult.
One funny thing I hear from a few of these videos, which is totally, this is probably the most insane part to me, is there's this impression that the quote unquote slop from like 2015 to like 17 was like better slop than the current slop. If you think that, you have like such amazing rose-tinted glasses. Like you must have not even been alive.
This guy wrote an essay and put a bunch of clips over it. I could do that. That's not sophisticated at all. Some neato transition. There's nothing particularly sophisticated about this. It takes a little more time, and I don't know how much research it took because it's all his opinion. So far, 3 minutes in, we're like, this is bad because I don't like it. All right,
it's totally fine if he wants to make a video commenting on the fact that a lot of people just like to listen to YouTube drama videos in the background and not really think about it. And like that is, you know, like if you want to make a video talk about that, that's fine. You know, I have a lot of people tell me when I'm streaming or from the clips, they're like, yeah, I don't usually even look at it. I'm listening to it while I'm doing other shit. I tune in and out. And like if your criticism is like the viewers aren't engaged, like I guess that's whatever. But at the end of the day, the viewers are there. They're watching it. They're gonna watch it. They have always watched it. They will always watch it. And you know, the case will always be that if you want to be the guy who runs YouTube like a business and make content that people watch every single day that gets the most views, you're going to be making the quote unquote slop. If you want to be, you know, an artistic guy, there's a lot of merit in that, and that's totally fine. But you're going to have to accept that, you know, I mean, like you said, right? Pearl Jam. You know, had a lot of money. They made a lot of money. They made good music, but they made a lot of money. They were really popular, and they were quote unquote mainstream. Nobody gives a fuck about whatever the New Jersey hardcore bands were.
Exactly.
From, you know,
name one.
Atlantic City and 19 whatever.
Yeah, name one.
Yeah,
Nobody
you
remembers them. Some of those guys probably went on to other stuff. You know, there was a band called Saves the Day, and we all hated. I even hated them, right? And I think they were from Marlboro, New Jersey, and they got big. Guess what they did? They came from rich parents. Their parents put a lot of money into it. They covered "I Can See You," your brown skin shining in the sun. I forget the fucking name of that song. Was it Glenn Fry did it? I forget. One of the guys from the Eagles, and they actually. It was a very sort of a corporate process, but they were really successful. They made it where most people didn't. You know, I mean, it sucks. I guess they weren't that artistic. They were just kind of a lame pop punk band. There was a lot of really good punk bands from that particular area, and they got on MTV.
I think one thing that maybe some wisdom I can impart to some people who are, because I mean, like you acknowledge it, I totally used to be 100% on this train, is nobody is going to pat you on the back for not doing the content that works. You're not going to get a congratulations. You're not going to get rewarded for it. Nobody's going to be like, man, I remember that Slop video, like criticizing the Slop guys and shitting on them, and man, I should have been watching. Like nobody's gonna remember that. Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah. There's content people want to watch, and there's content people don't. And if you want to make a really artistic thing on YouTube, I think that's totally cool. Being an artist is great. There is merit in that.
Well, you still make Old Turkey Tom videos. I don't see why you're like the main target in this video. You still make Turkey Tom videos on your main channel.
Am I the main target? I honestly didn't really watch it.
Yeah, you really are. I got that feeling. I got
well, that's fine. Target. I don't know. I think I know that guy Terror. He seems like a nice dude, but I mean, if he wants to, if he doesn't like, I mean, if he doesn't like the Slop, that's totally fine.
You know, see, the thing is, I already fine with it. I think this stuff's grab. I think we can do better. All right, but there does seem to think of like we have to band together so these guys go away. There is that thing.
Hello.
Who's that?
Hey, Nick.
Wait, I don't mean to super interrupt your point, but I wanted to make sure you don't make the same mistake Chud did. Yeah. Chud challenged this kid to a debate and like screamed at him.
Why would I do that?
It turned out, no. I'm just saying because you might not know. It turns out this is like a 17-year-old kid.
Fuck him.
I'm just saying, like, he's just in high school.
Fuck him. And I tell you, what did I say to Turkey? What did I say to Turkey Tom when he got into it with Bunty King? I said, I'm sick and tired of these kids using their shit as a shield. You're on this fucking platform. I like what Australia's doing. Nobody under 16 can do it anymore.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to shut you down from your criticism or anything. I'm just saying, Chud went crazy and felt kind of bad afterwards.
I don't. Not me. I'm a sociopath. I'm a sociopath, and I don't fucking care. Welcome. He's got 400,000 subs. He can take a 50,000 sub guy.
No, but Chud went super British mode. He's like, hey, did you get you make these fucking videos. Why don't you get here and talk about it, you little pussy? Why don't you get here and have this fucking chat with me right now? And he's like, dude, I saw the kid. It looks like he's in high school. He's like, what was?
So wait a minute. I was right about this kid having a childless outlook on life because he is a child.
Yeah, he's literally a kid.
All right, but here's the thing. I remember when No Fuckers had that problem with Lieutenant Corbus, who was saying horrible things about his girlfriend and stuff like that. And I remember I spoke to him in DMs, and I said, like, what are you gonna do about it? I mean, this is really fucking. I wouldn't tolerate this shit. And he's like, I can't do anything about it. She's a fucking kid. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna eat it. And maybe I don't know if that was the right move or not, but there was just some point. I think it was with Tom, and although Tom didn't act like a bitch, and it was with Bunty King when he said, remember that thing? It's like, hey Tom, why don't you quit? Which is one of my favorite fucking Bunty King videos. Which I thought he had a point at the time.
That was Bunty's last base moment until he fixed his life, which he did, by the way. I hear he's like married.
He's doing good. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
I'm glad his father kicked him out of the house. Did him some good.
Dude, he's the first guy with the gene who came to the light.
He should thank you. He should send you a thank you for those videos. But no, I don't know how much. I mean, obviously, like Corbus was 12-year-old at the time. I'm not going that far. But no, I feel like he has entered the arena. So let's go.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm not going to make a joke. Thanks for the warning, though, I guess.
Yeah. Chud felt kind of beat up, so I wanted to make sure you had that going in.
I don't give a fiddler's fuck anymore. The kid thing.
I mean, when Tom was his age, he was like a white nationalist.
Me and Aiden.
You and Aiden were white nationalists on the kill stream debating.
When I was 9 years old, I was a January 6th.
No, that was Flamenco. No, what was Flamenco at? They found like some guy who looked like him at one of those.
Flamenco was he was in the 7th grade when I was in the 1st grade, but we were both a January 6th, and we're both proud of our work there.
I'm glad you're getting a pardon.
There's actually a video of me, if you look at the footage inside of the Capitol building. If you look at the frame of Baked Alaska using Nancy Pelosi's phone, in the bottom right-hand corner, I'm actually calling Tommy C about the Keemstar drama during January 6th. Little known fact, check it out.
Dude, I don't know if this Terror guy likes me, but I don't take a dig, I don't think, for the entire duration of
I
this
know why you
video.
don't take it. I was going to bring that. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually wrote that down. I know he doesn't dig at you. He's afraid of you.
I don't think he's afraid of me.
I don't think that's it. I mean, it might
that's
just
the
be
impression I got.
Dude, he makes a positive comment about Zaptai and never mentions me, despite the fact that I have all the same problems as Chud.
Yeah.
in
Look,
this
not
video.
to be offensive, quote unquote, but if you're
I think he
like,
likes me.
if you're going after somebody who's like quote unquote, the benefactor of the slop economy, you probably would go after somebody who's getting like 500K views per video rather than Nick.
He goes
I
after
suppose.
Chud. No, he goes really hard on Chud.
Yeah, he goes
He
really
does?
hard on Chud.
Yeah.
And Chud is like
No, he goes insanely hard on Chud.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, how did I dodge that? Yeah, he goes
I
on
don't-
you, and then he goes on Chud, and he leaves me alone
I hate
and
to
compliments
blo-
Zaptai.
I hate to blow smoke up your ass. That was probably by design, and you're more influential than other. I am what you are now. I was what you are now. You're more influential. Your sub count doesn't mean shit. These people piss their pants when they see.
Yeah, of course it doesn't mean shit. Somebody just botted me 40,000 subs. I'm about to get my play button.
Congrats on 100K.
Congratulations.
Subs have never felt less than they do right now to me.
Right,
It's like
that sucks. It's a lousy
it
thing.
literally. I just passed my main channel. I've done nothing to earn it, despite making probably a career year in terms of regular growth. I have to actually work on main stuff, and I don't mean that as like a joke. I talk to my tax person, and if I go back to my tax person with higher numbers than expected, I have to pay the tax person again. So I have to like work on a creative project this month. This has been a successful year. I'm gonna stick to the positives. It's a good problem to have.
Fair
I'm not gonna
enough.
complain at all.
It's a good thing. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because this is like this year for me on both channels has been like
Amazing. It's
awesome.
been amazing. It's been
Fans
one
have
of the
been
best
fantastic. We've rebuilt the streaming network
Sure.
with a higher ceiling now. So when Augie came back, he came back to more viewers than he left from.
Wow.
It's been we have new fans watching all these streams between you and me because you brought over a lot of people from lolcow.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a whole new audience. We've created so much more room for all of us to fucking slither in the slop, dude. We brought in so many more viewers to just farm their money like this fucking terror guy wants to shit on us for.
Yeah. Like, see, I did get that feeling with these videos. Like, you're not slop because I like your takes, and you are slop because I do. You're not slop because I like your takes, and you're not slop because I don't like you. You are slop because I don't like your takes. I did.
Are
get
you
that vibe.
conceding though to my 2024 is better than 2016 narrative yet?
No, because it was one of the best times of my life.
This was also one of the best times of your
Yeah,
life.
you made more money than me.
Lolcow ran more than Baited.
And if I'd have made fucking 10 grand a month,
Didn't you make more money from Lolcow than Baited because you didn't get your last paycheck?
Yeah,
Wasn't
I did,
this
I
more
did.
lucrative?
I made
This was
more
more
money.
lucrative for you.
Yeah, but
This drama has been more lucrative for everybody. All this money that's coming in because there's so many. Every week, a huge YouTuber is a pedophile, Tommy, or a rapist, or actually, for the first time in like 5 years,
that, though.
some of them are just stupid. You know,
Yeah.
some of them are just dumb, dude. Like the Just a Robot guy. That guy's not a pedo. He's just creepy, and it's funny. You know, it's cool, dude. 2016 capstone Trump getting elected, which led to like the next 4 years of carnage.
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
Ends with Trump getting elected, which is going to lead to the next 4 years of carnage. They're the parallels. This is like when the Rangers go, like when they start going to the finals,
Yeah.
and they're like, dude, this happened like in '94. This happened like in '94. This happened like in '94. But we're having that version of it in YouTube drama right now. It's like this is like 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like 2016.
Yeah.
Like this might be the year we all go to the finals. You know.
The Rangers swept the first round like in '94. I used to do that.
I'm telling you, there's going to be retrospectives about 2024 for the next 5 years.
You think
People
so?
are going to be.
I think
Give it a year or two.
it-
People are going to be talking about this year for
It
a
was
really
one of the
long
biggest
time.
years. It definitely was one of the biggest years. But it was something. Maybe it's rose-tinted glasses, but I felt it in 2017. There was something a little more pure back then. It was before 2019. It was before the pedo stuff, and I still don't like that stuff. So it was less of it this year.
The best part is
this was last year. Yeah.
This year had every story, and you didn't even have to listen to a British guy talk if you didn't want to.
I listen to Chud. Chud's like my favorite now. Yeah.
Yeah, I
also-
watch like at least 10 hours of him a week.
What do you think? Like saying Chud's like just slop? I mean, who can hold like he can hold?
But
in
Chud
the
is
hours?
slop.
No, but like I mean,
Chud's
literally
stream isn't slop.
I
but,
don't think he's
like,
sloppy
if you look at it,
at
that's
all.
by design.
Oh yeah, I get
He
what
hands
he's
it to
pushing out.
DK. He makes the most inflammatory thumbnail. He puts up like hour-long stream segments. What I
Okay.
post is slop. Yeah. What he posts is slop. Yeah.
I guess.
The idea is to post a piece of content every single day to keep your sub box full and people coming back. And to do that, you're going to be cutting an hour, like a 4-hour stream into like 3 different segments and stuff. And that's not high effort content.
No,
it doesn't have to be.
Yeah. All right.
But like, there's 2 types of slop, and I want to point this out before I go. There's the slop that hurts people and the slop that doesn't. When people don't fucking care and they make content where they are actively working at the detriment of other people. This is sometimes people like Pegasus, people like Cheeto, that is infinitely worse, quote unquote, slop than just like Chud Logic making money. Because Chud Logic making money that you don't like him having is your personal problem. People misrepresenting a story because they don't care and they just want a paycheck is everyone's problem.
No, no, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. I don't see Chud. Chud's super careful too. And for him to suggest that he's not talented when he can hold that many people that long, like no radio personality could that I grew up that respecting could do what Chud does. So I have the utmost respect for him.